Hello everyone, this is Demonius X here with another Problematicast episode 6 Redemption, and I am joined by my good friend and eBud DP800.
Sup?
And I have my wonderful wife with me as a guest star here. Go ahead and say hi.
Hey there.
Right, so we have a lot of good topics today, but before we get into them, we need to address something for all the fans of the Problematicast. Last week we had a guest star, and you all know who he is, Asa. He basically ruined the entire experience for both me and DP. We were very unhappy about the whole guest star bit with him on there because he was talking over us and we weren't able to get words in, and he was just basically being an all-around piece of shit. So I'm just letting everyone know who are fanboys of him, because I know there's a few of you out there. He will not be participating in this show any longer. So DP, do you have any remarks you'd like to say on that?
Yeah, and I don't know, man. It's like, we always try to cover different stuff. We had already covered the tragedy in Orlando by the time he came on. He was late. And now on, we're going to, if you don't show up for the pre-show mic check, we're not going to have whoever on. It doesn't matter, because we do we do a, unrecorded hour-long mic check. Not just because it doesn't take an hour to check a mic, but to bullshit, to get to know the other people, to discuss topics, whatever. And he wasn't prepared for that. And then every time I would go to say something, I simply wanted to say this, which was, Demonius isn't the biggest fan of gays, and I'm bi, and I can't stand the LGBT community for their political views and their agendas and all the SJW crap. But we still think it was horrible what happened in Orlando. That is it. That, 15 seconds is all I wanted to say. And he kept interrupting me. But. Not to mention the disinterested look he had the whole fucking time, like I was being a burden.
Which I believe that was unfair for both of us. And like DP's argument, when I was trying to say something, there was a time where he just kept talking, and I just sat there and just stopped talking because I couldn't get a word in. He just wanted to take the floor and steal the show, and that's not what Problematicast is about. It's about people who have disdains and about certain topics or certain things that are going on in this country, this once great nation, and there's certain people that piss us off that we think we need to put on blast. So, I'm very disappointed on how last week's podcast turned out, to the point that I actually wanted to take it down. But granted, how the first half of the show was actually really good, I have to say.
First 38 minutes
was great.
Were on point.
And the reason why I let it go on further, I don't know if you knew this, but, he joined late, but I wanted to make sure he was on for the full hour and a half, and that was a decision I regret.
Yeah, I pretty much only said we should go for an extra half hour because I thought maybe then you could fucking talk, because you didn't get to talk. It was just me and Asa stepping on each other's dick because I was getting pissed off at him.
Right on. He just wouldn't let us have a word in. And I just feel it was rude. I was trying to play ball. I was trying to let it slide. But, there's only so much patience you can have with certain things or certain anybody's before you want to snap at their ass. And I was at a point, but I was just trying to play ball for the sake of the podcast.
He tried making it the Asa show, and he kept saying shit like, oh, I just came in here to steer the conversation right. He meant jokingly, but he said that like twice. And you know what? He really did. He fucking did. I skipped around, in the last hour and a half is just about the Orlando thing. We do not need a fucking hour and a half to that. There was other shit I was going to cover that is now old hat because of that. And not only that, we skipped a week waiting for his ass.
Right, I was trying to give him a spot in the show because I'm a man of my word, just like you're a man of yours. And when we have guests on here, like we started doing, I want to make sure that we give them time to speak and their time to put, shit on blast or whatever the fuck. But I want them to have all of us to enjoy ourselves while expressing our opinions, and we should have that. But that motherfucker just didn't want us to have any kind of opinions, and he wanted to fucking make you feel like shit about yourself. So, Asa, fuck you, man.
Pretty much. I mean, and then afterwards, we always, after we do the show, me and Demonius, we'll always have about, 10 minutes to a half hour, just a little bit of bullshit, a cool down period. I even did that with, when I did that spin-off episode with Tom that one week that you weren't able to make it. But Ace is like, I'm gonna go play Minecraft, guys. Peace. Click. Gone.
Exactly, and that to me that was just complete rude. That was rude. It's like you just did a podcast with us, and instead of just having a cool down period just to chill and talk about how we felt about the podcast, I'm gonna go play Gaycraft. So what the fuck? I mean, that pissed me off right there. At first, I was actually kind of glad because I wouldn't have to deal with his ass anymore. Because I was at the point where my face was beat red, dealing with his fucking rudeness.
You were getting red during the damn cast, man. I could see it. And it's just because it was just like, you didn't get to say shit.
I know. It was awful. But I think maybe we should allow our guest to have some words now. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
I think he was rude to both of y'all, and fuck him.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Short and sweet.
Well, Demonius has been upset about it for a week now.
Yeah.
Well,
every time the topic comes up, he's upset, and I don't like that because, I'm kind of married to him and I like him.
And that's the thing, this whole podcast thing, as soon as he started doing this with me, his demeanor completely changed. He's back to the old having fun kind of Demonius. I remember, instead of like being mopey all the time, he was so down, and we started doing this as our therapy.
Right.
We had the opposite effect last week.
Exactly. He's been, every time he does a podcast with you, he's in a good mood. He, tells me all about it. I'll make a confession here. I don't watch or listen to the Problematicast because I know a lot of it's him getting shit off his chest, and I'm prone to get a little easily upset when he's upset. So I don't listen to them, but I do know they're good therapy for him because he's always in a much better mood when they're done.
Oh, yeah.
But also, I want to say that none of the Problematicast had anything to do with our marriage. So,
well, I respect that and I appreciate that, but you know how I am when you get upset.
Right on. Correct.
Even when it's not at me.
Correct.
So I like to give you your space to have your thing and your therapy. I appreciate y'all having me on tonight.
Oh,
but
yeah.
for the most part, the Problematicast, that's your therapy. I want you to have it and not feel like you have to, watch what you say because you might upset your wife.
Right on. Okay, so who wants to have the first topic this evening?
I don't have anything prepared today, honestly.
You want to go or you want me to?
I would rather, if you don't mind, DP, I want our guest to have the first shot if she has something,
Yeah.
which she does. So, why don't you go ahead and do that?
Okay. My first shot, I know that this has been gone over and over and over by various different groups, but my big thing right now is the quote-unquote war on drugs. Because I am a pain management patient who... my family doctor last year had to stop prescribing narcotics altogether because everybody's getting raided by the DEA. So they put me in pain management, where they have been steadily screwing me over since October.
Jeez.
You can ask not DP, you can ask Demonius how hard I've been to live with for the past few months.
Alright, if you let me have an opinion on this real fast.
Go for it.
Okay, well, basically, my wife has been on a lot of high-end narcotics for a very long period of time, and basically, when she joined this new pain management program, they cut her down to a point that it was ridiculously fast that it could have done some real damage to her in many different ways, and and I had to see her struggle with it, and it really made me feel like helpless as both a person that cares about my wife genuinely, and it's hard to see your life partner go through some hard tasks like that because she was just on this really bullshit, stupid fucking regimen where they had to take away all the pain meds and not working her down to so her body can adjust to it all. So to make a long story short on this, it was very hard to watch my wife go through this, and still she's still having problems, and I just don't understand why these regulations that are put into place, they're screwing over the people who actually need this medication to live a normal life. I understand they're trying to get the abusers too, but that's still unfair for the people who actually need that medication.
Mm-hmm.
It is easier now to buy the pain medication on the street than it is to get it from your doctor.
This is true.
That's just not right.
I know 4 or 5 places I could buy the medication I need from people who are not licensed medical professionals, and yet my doctor doesn't want to put me on anything effective. And it's been in the news a lot lately that Prince died from an overdose of fentanyl.
I did not know that.
Yes, that was what they determined he died of, is an overdose of painkillers. Fentanyl is one of the medications I'm currently on, but he died because he was administering it to himself without a doctor's oversight, as far as I've been told. And so now they're talking about even tighter regulations, and all the regulations do is make it harder for those of us who are in pain management. It doesn't keep it off the street.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know 4 or 5 places I can buy it on the street.
All this government regulation, whether it's, harsh medicines, hardcore medicines, or if it's like guns or anything, they think that regulating it and putting bans in and restrictions, that's going to, all that does is affect the law-abiding citizen and puts, it puts money in the pockets of the cartels and the gangs and stuff.
Absolutely. I was having a discussion with a friend of mine here in the trailer park, and I told them, addicts aren't real well known for following the laws in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
How are more laws going to, surrounding this stuff, going to cut down on street use? It's not. They're still going to buy them. They may have to pay a little more for them, but they're still out there. And then those of us, now I realize that this is how my new pain management doctor introduced himself to me. You're on 7 times more medication than I'd give a cancer patient. And he was talking about a dose of medication that I had been on for almost 8 years. I kind of figure if I was going to die in my sleep from it, would have already happened.
Yeah.
In 8 years. And then he started cutting me down, and last month I read the new CDC regulations for myself for the first time. I should have done that before, but it was the first time I did it. And they were talking about for chronic patients, which I am, they recommend a wean down of something like 10% of your medication per month. He took me down from 660 morphine milligram equivalents, because they convert everything to morphine so that they can tell, because different things have different strengths. They convert it all to the equivalent of morphine. I was on the equivalent of 660 milligrams of morphine a day, and they cut me down to 180 in 3 weeks.
That is way too fast. I mean, when I was on, Lexapro, and it was starting to make my anxiety worse, and I was just tired of having a freaking, miniature panic attack every time someone drove up to the side of a road too fast,
Right.
And stuff like that. I was paranoid. I was just edgy, and so I weaned myself down over the course of like a couple of months or something.
Yeah, a couple of months is reasonable. A couple of weeks, when you've been on the kind of medication that I was on, is not, and could hurt you.
Yeah.
And now they're, trying to decide what's going to be effective for me and what's not. I do appreciate my current nurse practitioner. She is trying to work with me. But, when you've been on that kind of pain medication for that strength of pain medication for that long, it rewires your brain.
Yeah.
My body will no longer make its natural painkillers. So anything that's designed to, try to get you to release your own, dopamine and endorphins just really doesn't work. And, for those of us who are, like I told Scott last month was a really hard month for me because they put me on a long-acting pill that was making me really sick. And I said, I don't want to have to go out on the street and buy, drugs or become a heroin addict or whatever, but I can understand now how people end up there. Because if they are, one of the things when you start new pain management now, you sign a contract that you can't get any kind of pain reliever from any other doctor. You can't even, my regular doctor couldn't even give me codeine cough syrup without me having to call my pain management doctor. Okay, that's fine. But then, if you're not going to let me get it from anywhere else, then you need to give it to me, you need to give it to me to the point that I can live a normal life. And right now I can't.
And the other thing is, too, if you're not able to get through the right channels, through your doctor and whatever, the amounts that you need for your pain, and let's say you resorted to getting it off the street, well, you know what that's going to end up with? The freaking all the gangs and everything, they're gonna want to make the most profit, so they're gonna cut it down or mix it with other shit and not know what the fucking results are gonna be. You're gonna get tainted shit.
Right.
I mentioned that to her earlier today. I said when you get it off the street, you don't know exactly what you're taking. You could be taking 10% of Norco or OxyContin or whatever, and the whole 90% that's left in there can be fucking asbestos.
Yeah, you don't know what they're going to cut it with.
Baby laxative.
A lot of the time, baby laxative, for sure. He's actually serious. A lot of the time, they do cut it with baby laxative or talcum powder, or whatever. But the thing is, if you can't get it through the channels you're supposed to, and they do UA. I haven't had to UA for my pain management in a while, but they do UA and they do try to follow the regulations, whatever.
What is UA?
Urinalysis. They make you pee in a cup and then they test it to see what you've been taking.
Piss test.
Yeah. Okay. See, I know it is piss test. I don't know what UA is.
It's piss test. But at my pain management, they're one of the places they don't go in the bathroom with you and watch you piss. So, let's just say the UA is beatable.
Yeah.
Easily.
If you do your research, absolutely.
And every time there's a big case where a Hollywood star or a singer or somebody famous overdoses, then we get, a round of, the government needs to do something about this. The war on drugs hasn't worked. When did they start that shit? Back in the Reagan era.
80s.
Back when I was a kid. It hasn't worked since then. Why are we still doing the same stupid shit that hasn't worked in 20 years?
That's the definition of insanity.
Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Yep.
And all these shootouts that we've been having lately it's the same principle, because the more that happens, the more they're going to be like, well, this is why we need some form of gun control, and that's not going to solve anything.
Go ahead, DP.
But what I was going to say is a common expression was, what was it? It was something like, the police are minutes away when seconds count. So that's like an argument for more people having, their own weapons, concealed carry type stuff. And they always wanted to talk about, women having rape whistles or something. And one of my aunts even mentioned before, she's like, she got mugged and she's like, you lose your breath you don't have the ability to use a whistle when you're that having like a freaking panic attack pretty much when you're getting mugged by some gutter cunt on the street, man.
Oh boy, my wife could tell you a story about being mugged.
Oh yeah, I got carjacked at Walmart two Decembers ago. Was it 2 Decembers ago?
Yes.
Yeah, I came out of Walmart. There was this woman. She was drunk off her ass. She was asking people to give her a ride somewhere. I told her I couldn't because I was, at the time, I was acting as a caregiver for my landlady because her normal caregiver had gone on vacation. And I got in the SUV. It was my own stupid fault. I didn't lock the doors right away because I thought she'd wandered off to ask somebody else when I told her no. And before I know it, she's in the car with me and pulls a knife on me. And even though all my life I've heard, don't ever let a kidnapper take you to a second location, I put the car in gear and I drove. Because when you've got a knife pointed at you, you forget that sort of shit.
You go into survival mode.
I had an anxiety attack from hell. Luckily, my carjacker was stupid enough to ask me to stop at a liquor store and wait on her to come back. I ain't even playing. We stopped.
I know you're not. He's told me this before.
Yeah. She wanted to go to the Giggle Juice store, so we drove downtown, and I get all confused downtown anyway, and it was after dark, and I'm kind of night blind a little bit. But she, kept telling me where to turn. We ended up in front of the liquor store. She got out. She said, "I'll be right back," closed the door, and left. And as soon as I saw her get in the liquor store, I locked the doors and took off. But yeah, you forget when you're in that kind of situation what you're supposed to do, what the best advice is. She kept telling me that I was going to take her to her uncle's house. I'm really glad we stopped at the liquor store because I don't know what would have happened, if we'd gotten to another location where she had, I don't know how many people waiting on her.
Jesus Christ.
It's a good thing that I made it home that night.
I am very grateful that you was able to make it home that night. And when you came up to me in the hysteria, I felt really bad for you, and I was in disbelief and all this shit because the situation we were in at that time was bad enough as it was.
Right.
And that just added on to the whole stress and bullshit we were going through at the time. And I'm glad you made it home to me. Okay, I'm still grateful for that.
Well, believe me, now when I get in the car after I shop anywhere, I lock the doors.
Yeah, we keep a box cutter in the center console.
That's not such a bad idea either.
No, because those fuckers can slit somebody's jugular vein if you go fast enough and at the right angle. Just whack.
Well, like I said though, if I'd have thought about it, I'm a little fat chick. She could have stabbed me in the stomach and I'd have lived.
Right on.
True.
But I didn't want to get stabbed.
Who does?
Yeah.
Not even for the sake of, not having to go somewhere with her. So I just took her to the liquor store and dropped her off. So there you go. But, crazy shit like that happens and you forget, all the safety things they've told you. Because like I said, I have heard it all my life. Don't ever let a kidnapper take you to a second location. It increases your chances of being killed or raped or
maimed.
or having something bad happen to you.
Yeah. We should ban knives now because they were used in the kidnapping.
A knife did not kidnap me.
Yeah,
a woman with a knife kidnapped me.
Exactly. Like guns don't kill people. It's the motherfuckers who have their finger on the trigger who do that shit.
Exactly.
Nowadays it seems like it's always some it's always just either some lone nut job with that fucking pedophile stare or it's these goddamn ragheads.
And yep. One or the other, or sometimes it's the nappy-headed folk, but we won't go there.
Yeah, they mostly kill their own kind.
Yeah, which is nice. Population control.
The funny thing about mine, they did finally, they found her and arrested her, and she wrote me a letter from jail asking me to tell the DA that it wasn't her in the car that night. And I'm like, no? And how'd you get my address?
Yeah, that scared me a little bit because I was like,
Did
great.
you send that shit to the police?
I sent it straight to the DA's office so that he could use it in the trial.
It must have
Good.
worked.
Fuck that bitch.
Yeah, stupid
Yeah.
cunt.
She wrote me and she said, I don't know what happened to you after I got out of the car, but I wasn't the one that did that. I'm like, bitch, you were the only person besides me in the car that night.
Absolutely.
No, I'm not going to write the DA and tell them it wasn't her. I was mistaken.
Please come over here and murder me and my family.
Yes, that
Yeah.
would be great.
Yeah, throw my cats in the furnace and kill kill your husband and kill me. It'll be great. It'll be great family fun.
Exactly.
Cunt,
No.
if she ever stepped on my fucking 4 step, I got a sword I introduced to her fucking neck. That's for sure.
Shish kebab.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Demonius, man, it's been kind of the Lay Demonius and Drunken Punk show, so you got a topic for us?
Absolutely, I do have a topic for everybody, and I know everyone's got their own thought process when it comes to this, but I'm going to go ahead and put it out there anyway, since we allowed my wonderful wife to get her her topic on the show, and I was glad that we were able to do that. And of course, I want everyone anyone to have their topic come on board, but okay, I'll shut the fuck up and get to it. Okay, so as everyone knows who watches YouTube, which is pretty much anyone who's watching this currently right now, you notice there was a little heart icon next to the YouTube's logo a few days back. And I believe it was Wednesday, or it could have been Tuesday. One of those days. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit? At first, it had that little glare, and I'm like, why do I have a feeling this has to do with some kind of gay pride bullshit? I clicked on it, and boy the hell was I not disappointed in that regard. I was greeted with this dude that wore makeup and had these thick eyebrows. I thought the motherfucker was from Allah Land, right? He's like, and the hashtag was proud to be. Okay, I don't give a fuck if you're proud to be any goddamn thing, okay? What you're proud to be is a proud motherfucker that has a mental illness that needs to be addressed, okay? Because first of all, we don't need a fucking anniversary or a fucking date or fucking anything for you to perpetrate this motherfucking thing where it has to do with okay, I'm getting hold up.
You're getting a little worked up.
I am, because it's stupid. Us straight people can't have a parade. Us straight people can't have a day to celebrate, being straight, because that's considered being a fucking bigot nowadays.
Guess what? I'm a I'm a bi conservative. I say go ahead and have your straight parade. I don't give a fuck.
Right, exactly. Why these motherfuckers have to have the emphasis on their own fucking the whole gay pride thing, and it has to be on a wide scale on YouTube or anything. Proud to be? Great, that's great if you're proud to be something that's not considered normal, okay? But you don't have to fucking spread it throughout the whole goddamn YouTube or internet or whatever the fuck, because it makes me goddamn sick because of a few reasons, okay? Let's go with reason number one. Okay, reason number one is, I get it. I get it. You want to be a transgender. You want to be a dude with, but you want to have a mutilated penis afterwards. I get that. I get all that. Okay, but why do we have to have some sort of social-based site or some social interaction where we have to basically, I guess, respect those who want that decision? I mean, why can't us straight people have that? And that's the thing I'm trying to get at. Is, okay, they do this shit all the time with gay parades. Okay, fine. You want to fucking fling your ding dong around and paint it fucking like a those barber stripes. The barber shops.
Yeah.
They want to paint their
Candy
dick
stripe.
like that and flick it around at the fucking pride parade and shit, right?
Come get my candy cane.
Right. But the point I'm trying to make is okay, you guys get this shit. What about us as straight people? What about us who actually enjoy and love the opposite sex? Because that's pretty much what it was intended in the first place in terms of evolution. I get it. You want to be different. Okay, your insides tell you that you're a woman when you're really a male, but that's bullshit. That's mental illness that needs to be addressed. It needs to be cleaned, and you need to fuck off with that bullshit. Because the rest of us have to deal with it, and we don't want to. Okay, so YouTube needs to take their stupid bullshit when it comes to being proud to be something that's different and fuck off with that!
All right, man. Chill.
Calm down before you have an aneurysm.
But yes, I understand totally where you're coming from. Just they think the uber left, the SJW types, the feminists, they all think that we have to, they think that tolerating something means we all have to like it and live in a big gay rainbow with puppy dogs and sparkles everywhere. You know what? Tolerating things means putting up with it, but it doesn't mean you have to like it. It does not mean you have to be fucking nice to everybody. That's not how shit works.
Alright, I just want to go ahead and say that I was trying very hard to bring a good point across when it comes to the whole thing, but my brain was just going in entire different circles. I just want to say that I don't appreciate this kind of shit being jammed down. This is not a pun intended, but you can go ahead and view it as it is, down my throat or in my face, okay? I don't give a goddamn about your stupid fucking transgendering, your
Fantasy.
homosexuality, whatever the fuck. Go ahead and be that. Just don't fucking show it to me. Don't expose me to it, because it will make me wish I had a flamethrower so I could burn your ass.
Can I weigh in here?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This is one of those subjects on which my husband and I have basically agreed to disagree, but I don't have a problem with transgender, bisexual, pansexual, homosexual, whatever you want to be. My whole issue is, if I don't know you and I'm not sleeping with you, I don't need to be part of your sexuality. I don't need to hear about it. I don't need to see it. I don't need you fucking on my front lawn. I don't need you having a parade for it. Go ahead and do what you're going to do. It's your life and your body, whatever. But the only people whose sexuality I need to care about is mine and the person I'm fucking.
Yep.
Which is me. Woo!
Yeah.
There are a lot of people, or there were a lot of people at the time that Demonius and I got married that were against that. But we didn't, shove it in people's faces. We got married surrounded by the people who loved us and cared about us and wanted to be there, and left everybody else out of it.
I think my main problem with the whole LGBT thing, especially the T in LGBT and all the other LMNOPs they added to it more recently, is this is the sole identity any of these people have, especially the transgenders. That is their only identity. Like, you go to Kim Justice's freaking YouTube page and transgender logos all over the motherfucker. It's like, can't you just be an individual? Why does this have to be your sole thing? Are you such a loser that you have no personality and no reason that someone could like you outside of you being trans? Because it's the hip new thing, kiddos.
Why does this have to even be a thing? Why can't you just accept who you are and go with it? But, you gotta go ahead and say, no, I'm not happy with who I am and how I am, so I'm gonna make myself into a lady, or I'm gonna make myself into a man, or some stupid shit like that. Why can't you just accept the fucking destiny of who you've become when you popped out of your mama's cunt and be that person and be happy with it? Why do you have to change it? You shouldn't have to.
Well, I've got a very good friend who is female to male, and she's much happier now, and that's great. Or he's much happier now, and that's great. But I didn't talk to him about, did he have surgery? Is he gonna have surgery? What, the whole process. I just said, you're happy? Great. Let's move on with our lives.
Well,
and we did.
As you explained before, she looked pretty much like a man anyway, so that was probably for the better, I suppose. But the thing I don't like is the fact that, see, the thing about the difference between your friend, and I know who you're talking about, and I will not mention this person's name on the internet because I want to keep her confidential, her case confidential.
Respect.
Right, yeah, exactly, respect, because she did a couple things for my wife that I totally respect her for. Him, her, it, whatever.
Jeez, you're a crass one.
I know. I know. But here's the thing, though. It's just, if people just keep it to themselves and don't make a big deal out of it, I actually have no problem with this. It's the fact that when you force it down my throat, force it in my face, force exposure to me to it, and tell me how I should think and feel about it, that's when I have a problem. That's what. That's
Oh,
what.
you mean you don't go around telling everyone that you're straight and how awesome it is to be straight?
No, not at all. Because I know.
Because why?
Because why?
Yeah, why would you? That's my point.
Yeah, it's
you
true.
don't have to.
You don't have to. No, I'm happy with who I am and what I am, and I don't need a fucking social media site to emphasize on that.
These people want to change the definition of what normal is. You know, it's like if you're bi or gay or lesbian, transgender, whatever, you still got to accept the fact that the majority of people and the way nature intended things was male, female.
See,
that's it.
And every fiber in my entire existence is disgusted by this movement. And that's why it bothers me so much. Like, kind of like when you eat a food or drink a fluid. Like, say you were just, I don't know, a retarded moron and you drank bleach. Just saying, out of principle here.
Bleach.
You know, you're like, bleach will, clean my teeth and clean my insides, because I'm retarded and never did any research on the subject.
Yummy bleach.
Okay, so say basically you just drink bleach out of principle, right? And your entire body just tells you, what the fuck did you just do? All the sensors and all the sensors in your nerves and in your brain are telling you, are red alert, because they know you just drank something that you weren't supposed to ingest in your body. So you basically flip the fuck out. That's what this whole situation does to me. It's everything. And the thing is, I'm exposed to it. If I wasn't exposed to it, if it was just not basically behind closed doors necessarily, but if I wasn't have to be overly exposed to it to the point where I feel sick to the stomach and sick like a full, when you're sick from the flu, your whole body feels it. That's exactly how I feel when I'm subjected to this shit.
You know what the weird thing is? The thing I will never understand is that the LGBT type of people, the SJWs, the feminists, they actually stand up for Islam, a whole group that wants them dead.
Yeah, that's kind of a little weird. I want to go back to something DP said a little earlier, though. These people make that identity their whole life, like it's the only thing about them that matters. I'm not, I don't know about you guys, but I'm more than just my sexuality. I've got hobbies and friends and 8 million cats and, things that I do with my life other than just be heterosexual. Mm-hmm. Why build your whole identity? But if if a guy was to do that to a woman and just, make her whole identity in his eyes about her sexuality, then he's a chauvinist pig. But if they make their whole identity about being gay or transgendered or whatever, then they're special somehow?
They're not, but they think they are. They think their existence and what they want to do out of life gives them basically a speciality card where they should be treated as such, which is complete bullshit and a dumb way of thinking that's going to end them up in trouble in some way, shape, or form.
You know what the best thing is about special snowflakes?
What's that?
They eventually melt.
Exactly.
That's beautiful, DP. I'm going to drink to that right now. Good old skill.
I don't have a personal problem with homosexuals, with bisexuals, pansexuals, transsexuals, whatever. But I don't need to hear about every aspect of your sexuality unless I'm involved in it somehow.
Okay, and let me go ahead and address this before I forget about it. Since I'm kind of a little bit buzzed, I want to get this across before I forget. Man. Thank you. Basically, okay, we have a big problem in the United States right now that has to do with fat shaming. A lot of people sham fat people for who they are, and what they do, and what they think, and what they feel. They're basically looked at as, how should I put this, pieces of shit that should just go ahead and fuck off the planet. Okay? So you can't accept fat people, yet you can accept this bullshit? How is this any different? And I know it's not necessarily the same, but it's almost, it's help me out here. My brain's not working right tonight.
It's not okay to be fat, but it's okay to be gay. It's okay to be transgendered. It's okay
Exactly. And they said, "Oh, but you can." But see, the thing is you're born that way, and but when it comes to being overweight, you make yourself that way. There's a lot of that is such a bullshit claim because my family. I mean, not to make excuses, but I'm going to go ahead and say it just because it's the truth. And you've heard it from Dr. Maben yourself, honey.
Right.
Is he said, and I quote, "You have the metabolism of a dead man." My metabolism is so low that my body has a hard time processing the things I eat and the things I do. Now, I am doing something about it, though. I'm walking. I don't eat nearly as much as I used to, and I'm making some progress. It may be slow, but it's progress. But the thing is, okay, I'm actually doing something about it because I'm not happy with my body type, and I never have been. I've always been a big kid, and I'm sick of being a big kid. It's driving me fucking nuts. And if I can change that, great. If I can't, at least I can look back and say, hey, at least I'm giving it a shot, and if my body doesn't want to help me out, then fuck a bunch of that. And I'm sorry if I'm over talking here, but
No.
because I know you want to get a say in this too. But the thing is okay, you have something against fat people, but you're perfectly okay with a dude severing his dick and having a mutilated penis and becoming a girl? Really?
Well, and that's the thing. They always. A lot of people, especially in high school, they always, gave shit to the fat kids, but they also gave shit to me because I've always been a scrawny, wiry Irish fuck. And, that's the thing. There's different types of people. There's big people. There's, smaller guys. But you gotta, as long as you're making an effort to be, healthy, that should be the main concern. Because, there's a difference between, people like you guys who, are big, and motherfuckers that weigh 1,000 pounds and have to get walls cut out of their house just to go to the hospital when they have a fucking heart attack. Total difference.
Fat
right.
Man. Hi, folks. Fat Man here again. I'm drinking a beer for your enjoyment.
A beer? He would drink like 2 cases of beer.
You sure as fuck would. That motherfucker, man. I don't know what went through his head to think that was cool, but whatever.
And that was another, you made a point a minute ago that we had talked about earlier, the born this way thing. George Carlin had a bit at one point about, how people wear those proud to be Irish or proud to be Italian or proud to be American or whatever shirts. How can you be proud of something that is, it just happened? It's an accident of birth. If the homosexuals are going to say that they were born that way, then it's just the same as proud to be Irish, proud to be American, whatever. If you were born that way, it's nothing you've accomplished. It's just something you are. Be proud of your accomplishments. Being proud of the fact that you were born, into the family you were born into or into the country you were born into. It's not anything you did.
Mm-hmm.
It's not anything you did to be proud of. It's just who you are. You deal with it and you move on.
Not to be off topic here, DP, are you falling asleep?
No, not at all.
Okay, you sound like you're just, I don't know, disinterested.
No, I'm not. If I sound that way, it's just I'm trying to let her talk because I know I have a tendency to talk over a motherfucker, that's all.
Well, so far we haven't had too much, stepping on each other's toes.
Way better than last week.
Oh,
Holy
I bet.
shit.
This is 180,000 times better than last week currently.
Well, I did have to have a talk with my husband earlier because I do have a bad habit of cutting him off. I've known him long enough, been married to him long enough that I can kind of tell where his line of thought is going. So when I get the gist of what he's about to say, I sometimes start my reply before he's finished making the statement.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, hell, I've known him for... Fuck, what, dude?
2006, brother.
10 years. Jesus shit.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the time go? I feel like an old bastard.
Wait, you've known DP longer than you've known me?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when I used.
Only by about a year, but
Yeah, well, he commented on like my third or fourth video, and
Ugh,
yeah,
I don't even remember.
yeah, I just remember it was just a long time ago. Well, there's just certain aspects in my life that I can remember almost as clear as day. Like, but when there's other aspects that I could give two shits about that I just simply don't remember because I don't care. But I try to absorb the information from other folks and other things that happen in my life that are significant and of most importance.
Yeah, I remember we used to talk and shit when I had my original Drunken Punk 800 channel before Joey Drunko, way before the Irate Bullshit Show, even before Shitload of Fuck or any of that shit, man.
Exactly.
Back when I was doing videos ripping on the trolls that were bugging you, and I did stupid, like, little gaming videos here and there, like little 30-second just things.
Never gonna give you up. Never. Fag!
Oh, yeah, making fun of Raymond 14.
Good times, man. I wish I
boy,
had.
that was a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. Kid was a fucking loser.
And he was also ripping on Vile. He's like, I'm gonna fuck my little nephew so fucking hard. I'm gay.
I remember that one.
That is where I learned how to edit, man, was ripping on the trolls and editing shit together.
Well, you did a fucking fabulous job, may I add.
And that was like using Windows Movie Maker, which used to crash all the fucking time.
Oh, what I hate is when you had this shit done and you forget to save the project, right? You go to save the movie, it fucking crashes during that process, and then all your shit's gone.
Toasty! 3D!
And that's why I never had a YouTube channel of my own.
Well, the thing was, I was just making videos just because I could. You know, I was just trying to be, you know, a dude bro, you know, a person you can come to and shit. But then everyone started ripping on me for being a fat fuck and liking Nintendo. And guess what, motherfuckers? I'm still a fat fuck, and I still love my NES more than your piece of shit 4 or your shitbox 1.
And it's, you know, how we met.
Yep. YouTube, it brought me a wife. So what now, bitches? How does my ass taste?
It's kind of salty.
God damn it! How would you know? You never tossed this man salad, and I'll mention that right
Maybe
now.
when you were sleeping.
Oh, Jesus. If Michelle is that... Dude, Michelle, if you're that much of a creeper, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to sleep outside.
I do watch you sleep sometimes.
Creeper.
You fucking creeper.
Just stand in the doorway, watching you sleep.
She doesn't have the creeper voice, though.
No, that you guys can keep that, creepy fucks.
Hey, Lady Demonius, do you have a windowless van with a wizard on the side of it?
No. but I do occasionally tell my husband that windowless vans have the best candy.
Yeah, have a sign on the back of it that says free candy and naps.
Free candy and milk. Gonna have nappy time with milk, little boy, little girl.
Come on in, we've got puppies.
Yeah.
You
have puppies.
I got kitties
Nice.
in my pants.
You want to watch Barney videos with me? I think that whole making fun of creepers. I mentioned this the other day when I was talking to you guys. I was like, I don't know where that creeper voice came from, and I think I do know. There was a creepy asshole who my mother knew in high school, and this guy, when 1990.
Let me cut you off.
Six?
Let me cut you off for just a second. I need to get another beer. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead and talk, though.
Yeah. But okay. In '96, I think it was. There was this this creepy guy who Ma knew in high school.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up telling this little girl that they were. He wanted to show her some baby raccoons in the woods, and there was like this thing, like this old mine shaft or some shit, down across from where like the garbage dump in town is, and he apparently tried to rape her, and she tried to run away, and he threw her off this mine shaft that was like, I don't know, fucking 30, 40 feet
No
in the
way.
air, and fucking just killed her ass. And that's probably where it came from, because of talking to Mom about this guy. This guy, his name was George Foster.
What a
And,
creepy fucker.
And talking to her about this, because I was like, what the fuck? Back in the day about all this, when this happened. And she told me about this guy and a guy that he hung out with whose name was literally John F. Kennedy. And that was
Wow.
another fucking creep. And another place where it probably came from, as far as doing the creep voice, was this fucking weirdo in town, Mark Knight. And this guy, he is just, I try to we avoid this motherfucker because he's just bad news. But he's always like, hello, Michelle, talking to my mother.
Ugh.
Her name is also Michelle, so.
Really?
Yeah. But hello, Michelle. And he'll talk about weird things like death and all kinds of other shit just out of the blue. And that's probably where I started doing the creepy voice from. It was inspired by stories of these 3 fucking creeper weirdos.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah, I guess.
Scott's friend Carl has this creepy voice that he uses sometimes. He tries not to do it when I'm on the call because it creeps me out real bad, and he's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah. Would you call that like the barbecue sauce voice?
Yes, he talks about barbecue sauce, and it is just, it just
give me some barbecue sauce.
full body shivers. It gives me full body shivers. I shit you not, it's awful. But I'm kind of easy to weird out too, so I think maybe Demonius will be back in just a second.
Yeah, no, he's pulling a DSP or something.
No, I had him do something for me real
Here
quick.
you go. And he's back.
Maybe.
I think he's back.
Yo! Sorry about that.
All right. Yeah, I was just talking about creepy fucks.
There's plenty of them out there, especially near elementary schools and comic book stores.
There was actually a creep. When they moved the elementary school, they had to kick this asshole out of town because he was way too close to the elementary school because he was a convicted sex offender.
Oh shit!
We've got a trailer here in the trailer park that's empty because the guy who owns it is in prison right now for sex-related crimes, and he can't come back because there's a daycare right across the street. So I don't know why his trailer is still here, but the manager says as long as he pays the lot rent, she keeps the trailer.
Well, Ozzy said it best. Would you like some sweeties, little girl?
No, thank you. I'm good.
Mr. Take a Train. Oh, sorry.
Jesus
And,
Christ.
Another creepy one for me is we've got a friend whose children were taken into DHS custody because one of the little girl got molested. Her molester just got out of jail, and he's living with his parents in an apartment across from a park.
Ooh.
I didn't think that was legal. But
maybe the law just hasn't caught up with his ass yet.
it may be.
That or Oklahoma's just shit.
Well,
That
that may
could
be
also
too.
be too.
I mean,
That may be too. I'm not going to stick up for it. I've lived here most of my life, but I've lived here most of my life. I know it's creepy here.
Well, if you guys start another topic or whatever, I'll be right back, and I'll be back in a second.
Sure thing. Alright, I just want to apologize to the people when I went on my rant there. I was just all over the place with that. I was going somewhere with it, but it's just lately my brain's been kind of fried with the whole walking in the heat thing. Oklahoma right now has been being up in the heat index between 107 and 113, and it's just been completely awful. So I do apologize for that. I wanted to go somewhere with that whole rant. Basically the thing is, and I explained it in bits and pieces after that rant, I basically was saying, don't object me to it, don't force it down my throat, don't force it upon me, and we won't have a problem. But you do, because you're YouTube, and YouTube you can suck my dick.
Well, Like I said, I don't have a problem with anybody's sexuality. I just don't want to be a part of it.
And it's just,
There's only two people in the world whose sexuality I need to be a part of, and that's yours and mine.
right. And but see, the thing is these fucking SJWs, lefties, and transgender and faggots that are all over YouTube and Tumblr, especially Tumblr. They might as well call it Fagler, but that's just my opinion. It's just they feel that that their existence needs to be validated by people like you and me, and in my opinion, that's bullshit. Because they, like, if there's any people like me out there, which I doubt there is, because I'm starting to wonder if I'm the only one who feels the way I do.
Oh, I don't think so.
I still have to meet those motherfuckers, because everywhere I go, I get shammed for the way I think and feel about this whole situation.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion just like everybody else.
The thing is, honey, and I'm going to go ahead and explain it, I'm in the wrong generation. I do not belong in modern day civilization or modern day world. I need to go back to the time when all that shit that drives me nuts and pisses me off and upsets me in every way, shape, and form.
What's pissing you off now?
Oh, we're still talking about the homosexuality thing.
Oh boy.
He was trying to redirect his thoughts because he got a little hot under the collar and then kind of
fell apart.
Didn't make his point the way he wanted
Didn't
to.
fall apart as bad as last week's podcast.
I don't know. It was right up there. That whole rant was out there, dude. I couldn't even, I was trying to find ways to connect it to make it sound legit, but it was just all over the place, and my brain was just nope.
Dude,
nope,
I thought
nope.
it was fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you got your point across, babe.
Okay, good.
Shit's pissing you off? It sure fucking came across, man.
Alright, since you two have taken a break, I'm going to take a break for just a minute because I've got to go to the little girl's room and I'll be right back.
Alright. Yeah, look at that.
Alrighty.
Look at that.
Carry on.
Look at that. We're at basically the hour mark, and we're still pretty much, no one's getting tired or getting fatigued from this, so that's cool.
Or getting fucking annoyed as shit.
Yeah, feeling that veins across my forehead starting to bulge up. I said bulge, but but
You said vein.
I sure as fuck did.
Bulgy vein. I'll give you a bulgy vein.
Nah,
It's in my pants, bitch.
I'll give you a bulgy vein in my pants.
Oh, you want to play that game?
Oh.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Creepercast.
The Creepermaticast.
Today we're going to talk about little girls' panties.
And rainbow.
My Little Pony. Friendship really is magic. I had some magic last night.
I told little.
And then I pulled out the body bag, and I'm like, "Well, little girl, you're taking a trip to heaven."
I took a sip of beer, damn it, and you almost made me spit it out.
Ooh, I almost made you spit.
Fuck off.
Is it that salty?
No, actually, it's sweet because most of this shit's corn.
I bet it is sweet.
It's
Suck on my cob, baby.
it's malted hops.
Yeah. I don't know. For some reason, I'm getting that disturbing image of Asa rubbing on his titties. Thinking that
God!
we show the video.
No! I want to have a good drunken trip, mister, not a bad one.
Nightmares.
What's going on?
He's talking about
we're ready.
rubbing Asa's nipples or something.
No. What I said was when we were doing the creeper voices and when he was talking about malted hops, I'm like, why am I getting images of Asa coming on the cast last week and the first thing he did was like rubbing his titties?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Asa titties. It's like, dude, we don't fucking show video. Have you even checked out any of this shit? Dumb
Right.
fuck.
Right.
I told him how the format was. I told him this shit.
But apparently his brain can't, I guess, adjust to our level because he has a whole level of stupid going on through his skull.
No, he acts like he's Captain fucking Brainiac all the time.
Captain Cum Dumpster.
Yeah, like I said, I went back and watched some of his Review the Reviewer things, and he's not one to be giving advice to other people on how to, run their channel or do a podcast.
When I was talking, the day that I made the mistake of asking him for advice as far as my ideas of doing a new show and all that,
Right.
I came to a realization. Wait a fucking minute. This man doesn't even create anything. All he does is diss motherfuckers. Now, when I diss motherfuckers, I keep it pretty goddamn upbeat, and I try to make it funny. He's just like, oh, this guy sucks, and his hair sucks, and he got fucked up eyes, and his teeth are shitty, and the blah, the blah, the blah, the blah.
Right. His stuff was not interesting. It was not educational. It wasn't funny.
In one of his videos, he cuts to a random clip of a fucking dog eating a cat. Like, that's funny.
It's not funny.
No, it's not.
Any animal, anything that's happened abusive of animal makes me cry. First off, and secondly, it's not funny.
That's why I will never watch Cannibal Holocaust. Not because it has people getting murdered by pygmies in the fucking thing or whatever, but because there's actual animal death in the thing.
I can add another reason not to watch Cannibal Holocaust. It's not really all that great a movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it has actual.
I have no interest in that.
No.
I don't have any interest in animal cruelty, and that's one of the things that just upsets me more than anything. In fact, when they play that whole guilt strings crap of fucking Sarah McLachlan's whatever song.
I call those sad doggy commercials. I hate those.
I know.
They actually make me cry because I hate seeing animals being abused like that.
You do not have to play sappy, sad music and show disfigured animals. You know what? I fucking give to all the fucking different charities. I'm a big supporter of the Facebook group No Kill Revolution, so you can suck my ass. I rescued animals from fucking everywhere. I rescued them from, the streets or, outside restaurants where my dad worked. I rescued a dog from a bar. So don't be trying to guilt trip me, motherfucker.
We've got 2 rescue kittens right now that we got from up under cars here in the trailer park.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to rehome them babies probably next week, and hopefully we can find them.
I wish you guys luck on that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Because we're actually thinking about doing a rehoming fee too, because sadly people fucking feed kittens to snakes, and we don't want to see that happen.
Ooh.
No, this is going to be one of those where
I'd stab a motherfucker.
Right. This is going to be one of those where I require personal references, and they're going to go to good homes.
And make sure they give us pictures of them getting older, or at least to live for a little while, so we just make sure they're not fuck-ups.
They're adorable babies, and I'd keep them, but we already have 9, and 9 is too many to start with.
Yeah, it's a headache, and I love them all, and I couldn't get rid of them, but,
But we don't need any more
we
right
don't.
now.
Oh, yeah.
No, maybe if one or two of them pass away, God forbid, but...
But we're the type of people that even we try to make sure that even the outdoor cats here in the trailer park are spayed and neutered.
Mm-hmm.
We feed the outdoor cats as well as our own indoor cats. The animal torture thing and those Sarah McLachlan. What gets me about those sad doggy commercials? It's the captions. Like they show the sad dog and then, why were they beating me? I just lose it.
No, I was so mad one day because they were playing a bunch of those, and I think it was around the one Super Bowl or something, and they were playing a bunch of really depressing commercials during the fucking Super Bowl right after my father had died, like the year anniversary of it.
Oh, that's
and
just
then,
what you need.
And then I think we changed the channel, and they were playing sad doggy commercials, and I had to leave the room because I was about to throw the fucking TV, man.
Can't blame you at all.
Off.
Oh, I understand.
It's awful.
I know they're doing good work. They're trying to raise awareness. That's all well and good. But for those of us that are already active in rescue and already donate, it's just depressing to watch.
Absolutely. I totally agree there. And I just don't
It-
like. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, continue. I'm being an idiot because we're a bit in and I've had a bit of beers, so continue.
Well, trust me, I'm really buzzed right now. And I just have to say, I don't like seeing those commercials and I don't like seeing those groups. I know they're trying to guilt us by showing those images for us to donate money. But the thing is how do we know that the money that we're trying to donate to those causes are given to those animals that need it?
Actually, that reminds me of an idea. I thought of something. I remembered something that I thought of a while ago, where I actually think I posted this on No Kill Revolution's Facebook page, because they showed a recovery story of a dog that was mistreated, malnourished, covered in cysts and parasites and everything, and then they showed the after. I'm like, if they got rid of these sad doggy commercials and showed shit like this where it shows the before and the after and show the dog happy and rehabilitated and said, for $1 a day you can turn this into this, that would be better. No more sad music, no more guilt trips. Show what donating to your cause can do. Show what rehab can really do to bring these animals from the brink of death back to fucking full healthiness.
I totally agree with that. And I'm sick of people saying, oh, it's just a dog, or it's just a cat, or it's just an animal. Yeah, exactly. It's an animal that I love and have emotions for, and that it thinks and it has feelings, okay? Because animals do have emotions, believe it or not, and it doesn't help when you neglect them in the way that you do. And for us who actually have passion for animals, it just makes me mad that people just view animals as a disposable form of life. It just brings my piss to a boil.
Yeah, it's just a dog or just a cat. Well, yeah,
Fuck
sure,
you!
it's just a dog or a cat.
Well, guess what? Your goddamn kid is just a goddamn kid. Fuck you!
Right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, when Morris died, this guy Bill, who I had known for years, he's like, oh, it's just a cat, man. It's like, dude, this cat's more fucking loyal and more friendly than most fucking people I've ever met.
Amen to that.
How many years did you have Morris?
Shit, I think 13.
See, that's a longer relationship than a lot of people have with other people.
Amen to that. I don't know why I'm saying amen, but yeah, I just totally agree with that. I mean, I had a friend I loved like a brother when I was age 5, either 5 or 6. I had a friend, his name was Donald Hayes. He was my best friend up until about age 12. And then we started separating and we were apart. And there were times that I was trying to get a hold of him, trying to talk to him, trying to understand why our friendship wasn't as strong as it once was. And you know what? I had so many nights where I just cried myself to sleep. And it's like, I have animals that I've had friendships more than that. My cat Chica, for fuck's sake, is a perfect example of that. And she's been there for me, and she's still here for me. I'm glad I was able to bring her down here with me. And, it's their loyalty, their affection, their love that they have for you is something that's so reassuring. When people can just throw you away or throw you to the curb like you're just a piece of shit, animals always remember you and look at you and appreciate everything you do for them. And I think that's great. I would put my trust more so in an animal than I ever would a human being.
Yep. And the thing I think's really stupid is, killing animals just because they're homeless. It's like, okay, well, does that mean someone can, just go around and kill homeless people just because they're homeless? It's like, that's some bullshit right there.
Amen to that. I drink to that.
Since DP has already mentioned his Facebook group that he's part of, the No Kill Revolution, I'd like to just give a quick shout out. There is a rescue group called Hope for Paws.
Oh, I've heard of that.
The guy who runs that is like freaking amazing when it comes to dog rescues. I've seen him, climb on junk piles, get them out of uh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Auto salvage type shops, junkyards,
Yeah.
off the sides of roads. He's extra patient. He waits till, the dog gains a little trust in him, puts a leash around it. He has rescued so many dogs that other people would have considered unrescuable. He has a
Yeah.
YouTube channel and a Facebook, and I recommend, if you're going to donate to an organization, that's one I would recommend.
I didn't know he had a YouTube page, but actually some of his stuff on Facebook has been shared by No Kill Revolution, so it's all kind of tied together. The group I fucking despise with a passion is PETA.
Yes.
PETA can fuck right off.
PETA is
they kill animals. Sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. I was stepping on your dick that time, buddy.
No, that's okay. Whatever.
I was just gonna say that PETA is a pretentious corporation that needs to burn to the ground. They pretend they care about animals. They think they care about animals, but what they do is just the opposite. They torture them. They use them as test subjects and everything else in between. Another one I want to put on fucking blast is IAMS. Fuck you, IAMS.
Oh, you mean the pet food brand?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you see some of the shit they do behind closed doors?
No, I did not hear about that.
Okay, well, if you go on YouTube and look up the shit that goes on in IAMS and people that can tell you, there's actually a site devoted to it, people who go in there and pretending to be reporters or inspectors of sorts, and they actually tell you in full detail what they do to the animals, and it breaks my fucking cold steel heart of mine.
It's improved a lot recently, but if you go back and look at some of the old stuff, both IAMS and Eukanuba were torturing animals. There's video.
Eukanuba always act like they're so fucking great.
Yeah, they're both high-end pet food brands, but there's video of one of them, I can't remember which, that a mother dog was giving birth and they were just letting puppies wash down the drain.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
We don't feed IAMS and we don't feed Eukanuba in this house.
Hell no.
If I'm going to buy a high-end pet food brand, it'll be something like Blue Buffalo or Royal Canin. But IAMS and Eukanuba are right the fuck off my list.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't care if they've been a corporation for a long time. It's the way they treat animals and the way they do things that totally makes me wish they would go under like other companies out there, but that's besides the point.
There's never going to be enough, they're never going to do enough good to undo the bad they did.
Absolutely.
No shit. What I was going to say about PETA, though, is, dogs are being skinned alive in China, and fucking, the ragheads have their halal meat where, they fucking...
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Where there's live animals and they just fucking, they kill them in a horrible fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
And, PETA don't say shit about that.
No. Instead, they're like, oh my god, Mario steps on Goombas and turtles. Oh my gosh.
There's so much in common between PETA and the feminists. It's scary. The feminists, there's the Islamic rape game of Taharush that they've done over in fucking Brussels, and nobody says shit. Oh no, we have to respect their cultural differences. Guess what? Their culture wants to kill your culture, so shut the fuck up, bitch.
They want to saw your fucking head off with a goddamn knife, so shut your goddamn trap. Unless you want to get your shit raped and your shit cut off, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, have your fucking clit forcibly removed with a razor blade. Does that sound fun, feminists?
Yeah, does it?
No, thank you.
Well, you're not a feminist, so you don't count.
Well, that's true.
And I tell people that constantly that I fight with. I'm like, my wife thinks you feminists need to go fuck off in a hole somewhere.
Third wave feminism has absolutely no charm for me whatsoever. I don't believe in the wage gap.
Yep.
I believe that women have all the same rights that men have at this point. So what exactly are you fighting for again?
They want to have a bigger dick than men have, pretty much.
I believe Christina Hoff Sommers, who has proved that the wage gap is a result of women choosing different careers, taking more time off. When you take everything into consideration, that should be taken into consideration, the wage gap disappears. It's, within 2 or 3 cents. And if you think about it, if companies were refusing to hire women when they're more qualified for the job, they'd be stupid companies and they'd go under.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Actually, they've been covering this on TV today, where they were talking about what the fuck was that? Affirmative action. Now, I think that needs to be done the fuck away with. Affirmative action is racism and sexism of lower expectations, like acting like women or blacks or Latinos or whatever can't get into a position without a little help because they're just
Right.
not adequate enough. That's what it comes across as, and it's unfair. You should judge people based on their qualifications.
Right.
Period.
Well, again, another problem that I have with third wave feminism. They want equality of outcome, not equality of opportunity. Those are two different things. Equality of opportunity, I'm all for that. I think everybody should have the opportunity to apply for a job, have their qualifications judged, and then the best person for the job should get it. Equality of outcome is where, I pay you the same as I pay somebody else, even if you're not doing as good a work, because it wouldn't be fair otherwise.
Yeah.
That's not, nobody gets, in our society, in any society, nobody gets equality of outcome. You work to your level, you get paid to your level.
The only
If you-
place that might happen is Soviet Russia, man.
Right. Right,
Sorry.
where everybody gets the same crappy outcome.
And
Yep.
In Soviet Russia, cars drive you.
I keep seeing these things online, these feminist things of, how the people who are offended by catcalling and those memes about, how many of you have experienced sexual harassment. And I'm sitting here thinking, I've lived in the South all my life. I've been catcalled. It doesn't really bother me because usually the car keeps going, you keep going, what the fuck ever.
Honestly, I think that would be kind of a good sign. Like, you know what? That makes me feel good because apparently I'm not that fucking bad looking if someone's...
Right. Apparently I'm looking all right today.
or
But
any day for that matter.
but I'm going down the list and I'm thinking, really, these are the things that we're getting offended by now, because, yeah, there's been a couple of times that I've been talked down to because I'm female, especially like when I take my car to the mechanic or whatever. There are guys out there that think that women don't know anything about cars, whatever.
But that's
whatever.
individuals.
Yeah, but that's individuals. I don't believe that there's a systemic problem that's, where I don't believe in the patriarchy trying to keep us all down.
I'm trying to talk, fuckface.
Right, exactly. That kind of thing, that makes women look real good when you go out in public and act like an idiot like that.
These feminists have fucking... Feminists, SJWs, everything have ruined colored hair forever.
They ruined
I know,
everything.
right?
They ruined society as a whole, and now I hate
Oh,
society.
yeah.
I love to have strange colored hair, but I don't want to be associated with that freaking cow, so...
Same fucking here, man. They've destroyed it, them and assholes like, which one of those cum dumpsters on YouTube? Was it Markiplier? Yeah. With his fucking faggy goddamn red hair all combed over. It's like...
Or look at Onision, fucking Justin Bieber haircut. What a fag.
Well, let's not even get started on Onision.
I don't even know who that is, but fuck him anyway.
He's a YouTuber, and he calls himself the most hated YouTuber, and there's a reason for that.
No, I am. What the fuck?
Yeah, you are!
I am. I'm on Portal of Evil TV. I'm on the FIAD forums. I'm on all these.
You used to be on ED, but they removed the page for
And
some
I don't,
reason.
and I don't understand. Maybe because I didn't cut up a ruckus over it. Because a lot of people who do, they keep it there just to piss them off. I didn't show any kind of thing because it doesn't bother me. I'm glad I was famous, I guess, for a short period of time.
You're still famous. It's 10 years down the road, and I can still go on on the Something Awful forums right now and find threads with your name in it.
I know, they want the video of my dick jerking off.
It's been 10 freaking years.
I know.
Obsessive much?
I know, they want a video of me beating my dick off and jizzing on camera. That's what they want, and they ain't gonna ever have it, so they can go fuck themselves.
There's one particular moderator who would just, like, die to have that video.
Well, put him on blast. Do you know his name?
No.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, well,
I
fuck
forgot.
it.
Well, that can be...
He changed
Come
his name
Dumpster
every once in a while.
53.
No, he's some fat fuck that is almost as fat as Fat Man from YouTube.
And he's gay.
And he's gay. He
Oh,
likes dicks.
yeah. He probably wants to roll you around in fucking honey and then eat
No, I think he
Fruit
wants...
Loops out of your ass.
No, I think he wants to suck my dick and suck up the man mustard. I think that's what he
Or
wants.
as I used to call it, man-a's.
Oh, that's bad. Gigi. That's bad.
Man goo.
Mayonnaise. Oh my god.
I like my spot-free rinse.
Hey,
Yeah.
buddy.
And if the guy's fucking, shit, man. I don't know. My brain just exploded.
Brain fart. Hey, Bunny.
Yeah, baby.
How do you catch a unique rabbit?
Unique
Unique up on it.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of like tipsy.
I know. Unique up on him.
Yes, I know.
Jesus Christ.
Ha ha ho ho he he. It's so funny. I
You
forgot
love it and you know it.
You know, I love puppies and kittens. That's what I love.
Hey, DP.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the television antennas that got married?
Oh, Jesus. What?
The wedding wasn't much, but the reception was awesome.
Shut the fuck up with that
That
shit.
reminds me of those. That reminds me of those videos that Multimedia J does called Epic Fail Jokes.
Oh, I love bad puns. I just love them. And Scott, I drive Scott crazy with them.
I want to stab her in her sleep when I hear them all the time. You know, chloroform.
Oh. That's Scott's favorite pickup line, you know. Does this smell like chloroform to you?
It fucking never fails. You go up to some, you know, I don't know, some blonde chick with some, you know, and yeah.
Toasty.
Does this smell like chloroform to you?
Hey, smell this. Does this smell okay to you? I don't smell it.
And then into the windowless van she goes.
It's like that.
Bang,
Like that
bang,
Bill,
bang, bang. Wee, bick. Oh, sorry.
like that Bill Cosby fucking picture I posted in my hatred video where it's like, does this Coke smell like roofie to you? Want to give them bitches his pudding pop.
Exactly.
Sad thing is, I actually liked Jello pudding pops growing up.
Yeah. Did they taste salty?
No, fuck you. I know where you're going with
Do they
that.
make those anymore?
Huh?
Do they even make those anymore?
No.
No.
They
Aw,
discontinued those, I think, in the mid '90s.
That's sad, because they were good.
I still need to see if we can find the high C ecto cooler. That's
I know,
Oh,
I've
it
heard, I've heard they're
exists.
bringing it back.
Yeah, it's back. Someone did a. I was just browsing around YouTube, and I swear I saw a video where motherfuckers were trying it.
Well, the thing that makes me mad about the whole, you know, resurgence thing is most of it's for only a limited time. That's bullshit.
Oh.
Why don't you just make the shit that people loved and make it regular? Like just keep it going eternally. I understand that, you know, you have sales slumps here and there, but like with the whole Crystal Pepsi thing, it's supposed to come back in August, and I'm happy about that because I love that drink for nostalgic and other reasons of sorts. But the thing is, it's only going to be for 13 fucking weeks. Why not just make it for a half a fucking year?
13 weeks?
I know, that's
Yeah.
that's like next to nothing.
That doesn't sound like a very good business decision. Hopefully, if it does well, they keep it
That's
going.
what Lady Demoniac says.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it'll do well enough that they'll keep it. Otherwise, I'm going to have a living room full of, you know, cases of Crystal Pepsi just because he's wanting to stock up on it.
Yes, yes.
That's what all your, you know, your extra fucking rent money's gonna be going towards.
What
No
the
joke.
what the fuck do you guys have against my love for Crystal Pepsi?
I don't have
Nothing.
anything against your love for Crystal Pepsi. I just don't want to have to be walking around cases of it
Let
while
me
I'm
tell you
trying to
something, okay?
walk to the house.
Okay, this is what I want to do, okay? For the memory's sake of my memory, I want to fucking have a I want to have a pizza, some Crystal Pepsi, and I want to load up Gradius 3 on my Super Nintendo and fucking just live the life that I love!
Okay.
I'll
Okay?
be right back.
Okay.
We'll miss you.
Ooh, you're so kind.
Yeah, but what kind?
Lemon. I don't know.
I've got a sleeping kitten in my lap.
Oh, that's cute. Well, it's at 124, so I'm gonna wait for
Why
it.
can't I? You just got a lot quieter.
I'm sorry, I got a lot quieter. What do you mean?
Yeah, your voice got a lot quieter.
Well, it's picking up on OBS
Oh,
just fine.
it's better now. It was just for a minute.
It was probably because my fucking CPU is overheating again. God damn it.
Oh.
When DP gets back, it's going on the 1 hour and a half. I'm gonna ask him if he wants to go for another half hour, or should we cut it off here? So I'm just wait for him to get back.
All right.
But since I'm really hot, I'm really buzzed off beer right now, so I kind of like fell off track with my whole.
No, you're fine, babe.
My brain sucks.
You're fine.
It needs an upgrade. It needs a quad-core processor, or at
I
least...
need to install a quad-core processor.
Yes, because this 286 can go
Should I
fuck
just
itself.
stick it in your ear or what?
Yeah, stick it in my ear. Wait a minute, no, I just walked right into that. God damn it.
Love you.
I love you too, and that's going to go on the podcast, so that's great. Well,
I know.
That's okay. Well, if people want to know how much we love each other, that's
Well,
fine. I don't care. It doesn't bother
We're
me.
married. I'm sure people kind of expect me to love you since I married you.
Yeah.
And all.
This is true. Okay, it sounds like Dickhead's
Right.
back.
Yeah.
And by the way, just to get it out there, for those of you on the Something Awful forums who was saying that, it wouldn't last a year, we just celebrated 5 years, motherfuckers.
Once again, how does my ass taste?
Don't tempt them, man. Don't come over to your house and lick your asshole while you're sleeping.
With
I'll cut a bitch.
With some syrup, my nigga. Shit.
I will
Yep.
cut a bitch.
Alright, so we're approaching the hour and a half point, so what should we do from here on out?
Honestly, I got a topic, so I think we're good at least for a little bit, and we'll figure it out from there.
Alright, go
All
for
right,
it.
what's your topic then?
Alrighty, now we probably should cover this first, but we had to get some fucking baggage off our chests.
Mm.
But, along with, other shit, other topics and all that. But, I just think we ought to cover this a little bit, even though it's been covered to death already. But the whole, Brexit thing, England voted to leave Europe.
Oh, to leave the European Union?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the vote was coming up, but I didn't hear how it came
I
out.
was not aware of this at all. Please explain to me what's going on here.
What, with the whole situation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, from what I've gathered, a lot of people tend to think that the European Union is kind of like the United States. It's not. Their government is not elected, and they do a lot of shady shit behind closed doors, and they're why they have, really bad open borders, and their countries, all the countries in the Union are getting flooded by all these fucking extremist raghead motherfuckers. Like I mentioned earlier, the whole thing with the Germany, with Belgium and Germany and all that shit with the, rape shit going on, the mass rapes going on, and all that. And so England voted to leave the Union because they want to have their sovereignty back so that they can have their own rules, their own regulations. I mean, the rest of the Union is currently moving to being its own being, to being like, it'll have its own fucking police force, its own army, its own everything, its own navy, its own all that shit. And this is like this was the last gasp for England to get out before any of this shit. Now, it's not set in stone yet. They still could try to have a second referendum, and with propaganda and all that, they could try to change the vote back because it was razor thin. Now, Yesterday, I looked online, and it was 51% stay, 49% leave. It reversed to like 48%, 51 point whatever to leave. So it's thin as hell. It's within like that 3-point margin of error. And there could be some shit going on. I hear it's going to be 2 years before this is finalized if they really are to leave. So it might not. Nothing is set yet, but England's trying to get their sovereignty back, and there was a bunch of fear-mongering going on that was going to destabilize the European Union and all that. Well, good. Fuck the European Union. The euro has been a disaster. It did good for a while, and but things are starting to go downhill, especially with what's called the migrant crisis, which is really,
The
it's an
refugees.
yeah, and it's an invasion pretty much by assholes from like North Africa and the Middle East, and they're totally incompatible with Western culture.
Wow.
And actually, I ended up unsubscribing from Thunderfoot because he was supporting the to stay in the Union, not out of any real. He didn't really have any evidence or really any substantial arguments. He kept doing that sort of sleight of hand magician shit where I'm going to talk about uh, uh, this Cameron guy or whatever, the prime minister or whatever. Oh, he's a pig fucker, and I'm going to just say that, and I'm not going to talk about any issues, and then I'm going to just twist shit around. And he was being very manipulative, and it comes out is that a lot of his research is paid for by the European Union, and he actually travels among the European Union to Germany and other countries in the Union, and so it'll personally hurt him financially, or at least he'll have to work out getting a passport if Europe were to leave. So instead of being his usual self, which is analytical, scientific, and all the other shit, he is just he's going with this stupid. It's going to inconvenience me. So fuck Brexit, fuck leaving the Union, just over his own personal shit and not thinking of the picture on the whole.
That's unusual for him.
Yeah, and people have been calling him out and shitting on him lately for this, and I was tired of him saying like, "Oh, we need to stay," and blah blah blah, and I was like, "Fuck it, click. I'll come back if you start talking sense again."
Right.
Without a doubt.
And I watch his shit a lot, and even Sargon like stuck his dick right up his ass about all that, you know.
Well, good.
They were totally fucking, on opposite ends when it came to this, and Sargon made more sense. Sargon had fucking real arguments. This other dude, Black Pigeon Speaks, he was on point with this, and I don't even think he's from fucking Europe. I think he's from the States, and he even had more rational arguments. And it was so out of character for Thunderfoot. He just sounded like a fucking idiot.
Well, I'll admit I'm not the most educated on the European Union, but from everything...
And I hope I explained it all right, because I don't know everything either. I only know bits and pieces. I don't live in the bloody Europe, so I don't know everything. But I've even been watching this other guy, I forget his channel name, but he's from Ireland, and he's like, good on you, you know, to England for leaving.
Right. I haven't, from all that I've seen, I haven't seen anything really positive that being in the European Union has done for any of the countries that joined. I mean, they had to bail out Greece.
Computing Forever was the guy from Ireland I was mentioning.
Okay. They had to bail out Greece from all of Greece's financial problems.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just, it seems like it's been more trouble for the countries that joined than it's been helpful.
It's been parasitic.
Yeah. So I don't blame England at all for not wanting any more to do with it.
Hopefully it sticks. Hopefully they don't get fucked around.
Yeah, well, but you know how that goes. You know how politics are.
Oh, yeah. they'll probably get fucked back into the goddamn union. But at the very least, this is gonna have some fucking discord brewing. And if they really don't do what the people want, there's gonna be fucking civil war over there.
Oh, I don't doubt. And I hope they do because, like I said, I haven't seen any real positive effects. Like you said, the euro has been a giant clusterfuck.
Yeah.
The immigration policies have, it's basically just been playing hot potato with, you take the refugees, no, you take them, no, you take them, I don't want them, you take them. It's just been a giant game of hot potato, and I don't blame them for not wanting the.
And other bullshit with the EU. What about fucking, I think she's like the chancellor or some jack shit of fucking, Germany.
Angela Merkel?
Yeah. And she, Angela Merkel, and she won't even she doesn't even like her own nation's flag. Someone handed it to her during a rally or something, and she went off and handed it to someone else.
Nice.
Fuck you.
Right. And you're in charge around here?
You don't like it, move to China.
Pretty much. Like, they need more people.
Yeah, they got plenty.
Actually, they do. They have ghost cities now.
Oh.
Brand new ghost cities. China is doing so well because everyone's relying on their cheap slave labor that they have built cities that no one is in. I heard about this like 2 fucking years ago or some shit.
Really?
Yeah. So maybe they do need more people, but who wants to live in a fucking communist hellhole?
Right.
Russia!
Yeah. Oh god, fucking Russia. I don't know. Well, shit, Putin's pulling. I wouldn't be surprised if the USSR reforms.
Well.
And then it and the European Union will fucking come and be one big giant clusterfuck. Who fuck knows? The world is so screwed.
Pretty much. We're just, like Carlin said, just slowly circling the drain.
Yeah, Carlin was always like, you know what? Everything's fucked. This species is fucked. Let's just sit back and enjoy the ride.
Exactly. Get the popcorn and watch it happen.
Yep, just sit back and watch the fucking falter of humanity come.
Well,
watch the world burn.
It's just like our elections coming up. It's going to be, the lesser of two evils. Either way. We're screwed either way it ends up.
Yeah, we have a toupee wearing douchebag, and we have a stupid cunt that doesn't know shit from Shinola.
I'm voting for the cowboy for one.
I'm not voting nobody.
Don't vote then.
I won't.
I'd rather you not vote than vote for fucking Hillary, because I don't trust that whore farther than I can throw her. I don't trust either one. But you know what? I think Trump will be the guy to go over there and stick his dick right up these ragheads' asses and send them back to fucking Allah in pieces.
Well, yeah, but then for people here at home who are disabled or,
I didn't say it would be
retired
perfect.
or whatever, he's wanting to cut benefits all across the board, and I understand that not everybody, is a medical professional and understands,
I simply think we need to have at least just 4 years of him. Just enough to go over and kill the people that need killing, because if we get Hillary in, she's going to do the same backdoor shit that Obama has and not go over and be honest that Islamic terrorist is a thing.
Right.
And I just want him, let's say we give him 4 years and then we get someone else in there. Fuck it. But we need someone that's crass and rude and doesn't give a shit and will destroy our enemies right now.
Well, Trump fits the bill on that one for sure.
Absolutely.
But up to you. Vote for who you want. I don't give a fuck.
Nope. I'd rather play with my dick on a Tuesday afternoon.
I don't even know if you're registered to vote, darling.
Yes, I am.
Are you? Okay.
Yep, I was given a registration card when I got my state ID back in the day.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And that's what I remember when I had to go to jury duty. That could suck a dick.
Actually, I had to go to jury duty once, and I got free money because they didn't end up calling anyone back for the trial. I think the guy might have settled court or something. or
Right.
took in a plea or something.
But
Right.
they still have to pay you for being there.
Yeah, so I got paid for like I think I was only there like 1 day or something. And I still got like $30.
The only cool
Not
thing,
bad.
the only cool thing I got to do when I was waiting to do my shit was play Zelda 2 on my Game Boy Advance.
Honestly, I'd gladly do jury duty again. I mean, one, I was never able-bodied enough to serve in the military or anything, and two, as long as if I have work or whatever, and they really have to oblige you. But
Right.
as long as I can get some free money and do a goddamn service, I'm fine with it. Even if it is a pain in the ass having to go over, to the city and go in the courthouse and get screened and make sure you don't have any fucking knives or bombs on you.
Oh yeah, when I went for jury duty, they confiscated my multi-tool.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I made sure I didn't have any knives on me because sometimes I walk around with a box cutter or something or a multi-tool, like a bottle opener, sort of like like you'd have at a bar.
Right.
Right.
Well, I had a multi-tool, and I didn't want to walk all the way back to the car to put it back in the car, so I just let them have it. But I didn't do jury duty. I went to the court thing, and because of my disability, I think they marked me down as, they won't even call me back for another 5 years or so.
Must be nice.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind doing jury duty, and the only reason I went to the court to get out of it is I had a doctor's appointment the day they wanted me to show up for jury duty.
See, they say jury duty is just a form of you offering some service to the whole state of wherever the fuck you live. Me, I just vote whatever everyone else is voting so I can go to hell home. Fuck the case.
Yeah, you don't need to be doing jury duty.
No, I don't, because if they want to hang the nigger, let me hang him. I don't give a fuck.
Honestly, that's really the wrong idea to have. Honestly, I think it's a duty, especially if you've never served. People have died for your fucking freedom, so I think it's not much to ask to go and spend a few days bored off your ass in a fucking courtroom and listen to a trial and make an educated judgment, but that's just my thoughts.
I'd like to do it because I think the whole process is fascinating, but you usually end up on some, drunk driving thing or.
Yeah, Keyshawn had a little bit too many 40s and ran over a fucking 3-year-old white girl.
Right. Or drunk in public or, something boring like that.
Well, fuck you guys. I think it's a waste of time.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion.
Yep. And I just rather go home and beat off and go to sleep. Just fucking
Yeah,
bunch of
it's
shit.
like my grandpa. He used to get off of not having to do jury duty just because he was fucking racist and stuff.
Maybe I need to pull that card off next time.
Honestly, that'd be how to get out of it, though I think that's a scummy, coward way to do it.
Hey, fuck.
It is.
Hey, fuck you. I don't want to go there and deal with this bullshit judicial system.
Well, it's not like you would be fucking lying, man.
That's true.
Well, I don't like the judicial system in the United States. It can suck a big fat nigger dick with a bunch of...
The judicial system.
Yes.
You can't say that without sounding like you're drunk. Just the word judicial system.
The bullshit system.
It's just a phrase that makes it sound like you don't know how to pronounce words.
Well, B is in disease, T
Judicial
is you.
system.
I'm missing teeth. You don't have any teeth. We pronounce
Right.
better than him.
I know.
Rock
hey,
and blah, baby.
Hey, fuck you niggers, alright? You can eat shit and die.
We love you
Man,
too.
fuck you, bitch.
Fuck you, bitch.
I
Suck-
got my Jimmy waxed 7 times last week, motherfucker.
You didn't even do it right. You're supposed to have the voice. I got my Jimmy like me 7 times last week. I bust a cap in your beep ass beep.
Okay, motherfucker, I was not parodying Fat Abbott from fucking South Park,
Suck my
which
micro
itself
dick.
was a parody, but regardless.
I
Yeah,
made you
not
eat
everyone
your
can do it,
parents. Made you eat your parents.
Yeah.
Alright, this is falling apart, so should we just cut the bullshit here and keep going?
I think we're done. What do you
I
think?
think so.
All
Unless
right.
you guys got anything. I fell
Nah.
apart less than last week, so
Yeah, I mean this podcast was definitely a whole lot better. It was definitely more controlled and it wasn't all over the place. So I'm happy with that. But anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and say I am Demonius X, and I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Unless you two have anything to say, I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording. So go ahead.
Well,
guys. Oh, sorry.
go ahead, DP.
Nah. My fault.
I just wanted to say thank you for letting me be part of your podcast.
You're welcome.
And hopefully we can do this again sometime.
Absolutely.
Well, at least we'd be willing to have you back on. You didn't, you know, we had everyone had a pretty even shake on this thing. It wasn't just,
Nobody
monotone.
dominated the conversation.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So pretty much that's about it. I don't really have a whole lot else to say. I'm working on some new videos, some different shit, despite Captain Bringdown telling me that I won't get many views, so whatever the fuck. And he's probably, if he watches this, if he stumbles upon it or one of his fanboys tells him, he's gonna get all up my ass, and I'll probably have a fucking reaction and review on my ass.
Oh, well.
Fuck it, whatever. Give me more views. Give me more views. I gave the man a chance, but he is, like, I've been hanging out with Demonius since fucking 2006. And I can say right now, he at least, even with his depression, even with his negativity, his pessimism and everything, because I got a lot of that too. The difference is me and Demonius know how to have fun. We know how to have fun without it always being at someone else's expense. Fucking just Asa, man, he is just Captain Bringdown. I was so fucking upset after talking to him. It's like, I wanted advice, I want constructive criticism. How can I make the fucking show better?
Right.
Not just, you won't get a lot of views, and everyone's already done reviewing yet, and blah, blah, blah. There's too many reviewers, and I'm gonna go play Minecraft. Bye, mic drop. Poosh.
Asshole.
Definitely. He was a shitbag, but
Well, from now on, I think it's better to, pre-screen your guests.
I fucking had talked to him before this, and I thought he'd be fine, and he wanted to be on it. I think the only reason he wanted to be on it was to get his name out there more. And
Yeah, because nobody will fuck with him anymore.
Yeah, and then when he watched some of my videos the one day, that's, I thought he was okay because he was watching my videos. But then, even then, looking back, it's like he liked some of the joke ideas I had, but didn't like the execution. And then he was like, didn't like how I used Microsoft Sam. But that's part of my shtick with the Irate Bullshit Show. That's why I want to do a separate thing.
Right.
And I think really all he wants to do is use me for my editing skills because he's fucking jealous that a alcoholic with a crappy camera and shit can, do shit that's more polished than anything he's ever done.
Right. And if you wanted to teach a class in how to do YouTube videos, you'd teach a class in how to do YouTube videos.
Yeah, no shit. Honestly, I'd have more rights fucking, trying to... Whenever I criticize somebody, like one time when I was at ITT, this kid, he made this presentation like that they showed on the projector. And he used like red text with a green background, or no, green text with a red background, or some stupid bullshit that was hard to see. And in other slides, he had a background with text that didn't have an outline around it, so it was hard to see. And I basically said, you really should never do this. And I was worried I was being too harsh. But the kid came up to me during one of the breaks, and I was out having a cigarette, and he came up to me, and he was like, talking to me about it, and he respected that I gave him real criticism and told him how to improve.
Right.
And that's what I try to do. Sometimes I come off crass or anything, but I try not to. But as far as fucking the shit with Asa, he just seemed like a downer. And then at the end of the conversation the other day, I was like, well, let me know if you need help editing something. And he's like, I will! Exclamation point. It wasn't all caps, but it still came across as sort of pissed off. Like, for
Right.
what reason? it's like I'm afraid to even message the guy, like I'm gonna bother him or something.
Right. And if you have to feel that way about somebody, it's probably time to just cut it off.
Yeah, it's like, and I've only known him for 3 weeks, really, talking to him. And, you know, talk to Simply Austin, and he's supportive. Talk to, Demonius, he's supportive. Talk to my friend Tom, he's supportive. It's like, you know what? No matter what you do, it's going to suck at first. Keep doing it. You'll get better. That's how we
Right.
look at this podcast. Keep doing it. We will improve.
And
You're never going to be amazing out of the gate.
and it's funny as fuck that we actually came up with this podcast because douchebag Dave has closed us off.
Yep. And we came up with this thing in what, a half hour?
Yep.
The name, the idea of how to do title cards, the subjects to cover, and we just started doing it. And we don't get a lot of views, but I think maybe the more people hear about it, word of mouth is the fucking thing, man.
Right on.
And even if it doesn't get a lot of views, if y'all are enjoying doing it, like
And
you
getting
said,
the shit off our chest.
keep doing it.
Yeah.
Do it for yourselves, if for nobody else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really.
And that's why we do it. And if people can relate or can see from their standpoint how we feel about things and they can relate to us, I mean, the more the better. I mean, that's just pretty much what this show's about. It's just about to unleash our shit that we don't like about this country or about certain groups of people or certain aspects of life that we can just put on blast and put it out there. And if others can relate to us, that's all great and dandy, but and that's great. I mean, I love that, but it gives us our time to shine and express it under our own means.
Right. And even if nobody watches it, but a very few people, and even if they all disagree with you,
Well, we get more views than Dave.
right. And you still got
Fuck Dave.
you got things off your chest. You had a good time, and that in itself is a good enough reason to do it.
Absolutely.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't ask this on the podcast, but are y'all going to do a live stream and let people call in or
It's in the
questions?
it's in the cards on episode 10. I kind of want to try to do that on every 10th episode. But like I said, it's still in the cards. I don't know if we're going to exactly
We'll
do
have to
that.
figure out the logistics.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out how to go about that. What's the best course of action to do that? Because we don't actually exactly have a phone number. I mean, we could make an account on Skype.
Right.
Well, if you guys end up having extra money from not having to worry about rent, that will put it into the more feasible thing. And I think if we were able to do live shows every now and again, that might help. Not only give feedback to the fans, but also, grow the show into something more than just a hobby to let out our demons.
And again, maybe I should wait until the show's over and talk to you about this privately. But
Yeah.
honey, what about that? What about that crap phone?
Which crap phone you talking about?
The one I had you look at the other day to see if you wanted it.
That thing's a piece of shit.
I know, but we could still have it hooked up for $1, and then you'd have a number for people to call.
Well, Skype's weird. I mean, like I said, we'll have to do our more research when it comes to
Okay.
this certain thing. I mean, right now, like I said, it's in the cards. It's not a for sure thing, but I would like to do that. Eventually, have a show here where people can call and talk about how they feel about this certain subject. But I'm expecting a lot of fucking haters and a lot of fucking assholes.
Hey,
But
we could have fun with that too.
yeah,
Fuck 'em.
we
Right.
tear their asses down and fucking make them feel like shit about themselves. So that'd be fun. I'll have to be drunk as shit though, because like I said, alcohol is confidence in a
I'd
bottle.
be all that nervous. I mean, seriously, if people want to call in and talk shit, if we end up doing this, then we can just,
Oh, excuse me.
you're being an asshole. You're not, have a different opinion, fine. But if someone's calling and just be a fucking cunt, then we can just click the old fuck off button and they go away.
Yeah, well,
Right.
this Felix fuck wrote me on my insomnia vlog number 2, and he basically called me a fat fuck and said he heard I died at Popeyes for ordering fried chicken.
Oh, like you haven't heard that one before.
Mm-hmm.
How original.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right.
Alrighty, well, I think it's about time we wrap this up. We kind of, sort of tried to, and then we got other things.
Right, and we get in a discussion of something else.
All right. Well, I want to thank one thing. I want to thank my lovely wife for coming on this podcast, and I appreciate your company and your input on things that upset you and helping us
And
out.
not being an asshole.
Yes.
Thank you.
You were a wonderful guest, and I hope to have you on the show again and again in the future. And
That would be awesome.
yes, so thank you for that. DP, you have any closing remarks?
Nope, not right now. I pretty much said everything. Working on some new vids. Haven't really got them finalized yet. Probably gonna film later tonight. We'll see.
Fantastic. Well, I look forward to your next thing, because I still
I'll
love
link you.
All right, because I love that Cadden fodder video, because that shit makes me laugh every time I'm having a bad day.
It seems like every time I do a new IBS, I'm like, man, this is my best video in years. Next one. Man, this is my best video in years. It's even better.
Well, you know, it's cool that you can appreciate your work, because not everyone can say the same for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say, everyone, thank you for watching our podcast. We really appreciate the views and the little bit of support we do get and the watches. And I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Take good care of yourselves and have a great one. And we'll be seeing you again on the next one.
Peace, bitches.
Bye, guys.